Hello everyone, my name is Joyce Ann A, Ocampo, and today we are going to discuss about the 6 basic types of emotion as well as the positive and negative emotions. So before we move on, let us have a brief summary of what are emotions. So there are a lot of theories about emotions. There are Cannon-Bard theory and also James Lang theory. But psychologists as of today define emotions as state involving three distinct components that are working together. These components are subjective experience, physiological response, and behavioral response. So when we say subjective experience, it is how an individual perceive an event regardless of how it is objectively occurring or how other people perceives it. Like for example, reporting. Other people might find reporting exciting and thrilling, while the other ones find it something that they should be nervous about. Moving on, the first emotion that we are going to talk about is happiness. So happiness, of all different types of emotions, happiness tends to be the one that people strive for the most. Happiness is often defined as a pleasant emotional state that is characterized by feelings of contentment, joy, gratification, satisfaction, and well-being. Under happiness, we have the facial expression of smiling or laughing, body language or relaxed stance. This also could be like jumping with curved legs. Tone of voice is upbeat and pleasant way of speaking. Next is sadness. Sadness is another type of emotion often defined as the transient emotional state characterized by feelings of disappointment, grief, hopelessness, disinterest, and dampened mood. Like other emotions, sadness is something that all people experience from time to time. In some cases, people can experience prolonged and severe periods of sadness that can turn into depression. Sadness can be expressed through crying, dampened mood, lethargy. Lethargy is, when we say lethargic, it is the lack of energy or motivation to do something. Quietness, withdrawal from others. Next is anger. Anger can be a particularly powerful emotion characterized by feelings of hostility, agitation, frustration, and antagonism towards others. Like fear, anger can play a part in your body's fight or flight response. When we say fight or flight response, it is um, either you fight the situation head on or you flight, which means or you run away from the situation. While anger is often thought as a negative emotion, it can sometimes be a good thing. It can be constructive in helping clarify your needs in a relationship, and it can also motivate you to take action and find solutions to things that are bothering you. The facial expression for anger is frowning or glaring, just like the photo example. Body language is strong stance or turning away. Tone of voice is of course yelling. Next is disgust. The sense of revulsion can originate from a number of things, including an unpleasant taste, sight, or smell. Researchers believe that this emotion evolved as a reaction to foods that might be harmful or fatal. When people smell or taste foods that have gone bad, for example, disgust is a typical reaction. So under disgust, we have the facial expression of wrinkling the nose and curling the upper lip. Body language is turning away from the object of disgust. Physical response is vomiting or retching. Fear. Fear is a powerful emotion that can also play an important role in survival. When you face some sort of danger and experience fear, you go through what is also known as the fight or flight response, just like in anger. Your muscles become tense, your heart rate is and respiration increase, and your mind becomes more alert, priming your body to either run from the danger or stand this fight. This response this response helps ensure that you are prepared to effectively deal with threats in your environment. Facial expression for fear is widening the eyes, pulling back the chin. Body language attempts to hide or flee from the threat. Physiological reaction is rapid breathing and heartbeat. Next is surprise. Surprise is usually the brief and is characterized by a physiological startle response following something unexpected. This type of emotion can be positive, negative, or neutral. So under surprise, we have the facial expression of raising eyebrow, widening of eyes, and opening the mouth. Physical response is jumping. Verbal reaction is yelling, screaming, and gasping. So I also want to emphasize that these basic emotions are also universal. Charles Darwin believed that Charles Darwin believed that human and even animals express emotion in similar ways. This this um this statement was challenged by Paul Ekman, who is a psychologist and collected a bunch of photos and asked people to express a certain emotion. And this in his study proved that emotions are universal because 98% of the people expressed similar expressed these emotions in similar ways. So we have the positive and negative emotion. Positive emotions are emotions that we typically find pleasurable to experience. The Oxford Handbook of Positive Psychology defines them as pleasant or desirable situational responses, distinct from pleasurable sensation and undifferentiated positive effect. While negative emotion, on the other hand, are emotions that we typically do not find pleasurable to experience. So it is just the opposite of positive. Negative emotions can be defined as an unpleasant or unhappy emotion which is evoked in individuals to express a negative effect towards an event or person. So under positive, we have love, joy, satisfaction, contentment, interest, amusement, happiness, and serenity. While on negative, we have fear, anger, disgust, sadness, rage, loneliness, melancholy, and annoyance. I want to end this presentation with a saying from Elizabeth Gilbert. Your emotions are the slaves to your thoughts, and you are the slave to your emotions. Since we all know that emotions are strong mental states, we are bound to be slaves to them. If we cannot control them, if we cannot control them properly. That's for today. Thank you.